Hey there, Corporate Misfits, and welcome to the Corporate Misfit podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Darrington. I am going to be talking all about goal planning today. Now, if you have been looking to create a strategy for the upcoming year, 2020, but you don't know where to start or you don't know how to implement and make things happen, then you're in for a treat for today's podcast episode. I'm going to dive in and share behind the scenes of how my team plans our business year. I'm going to break down what we do in our 5-day goal planning session. Now, we just recently completed our year planning, and I will tell you, it was intense. I walked out of that 5-day planning session just like, everything is more clear now. I can really stay focused and I know exactly where it is that we are going. So I hope that my strategies and the things that I implement within my business are things that you can take back and implement within your business as well. Whether you're a solopreneur or if you have a team or you're an experienced entrepreneur, I want you to be able to plan for your upcoming year so that you can make things happen. For today's episode, I will have some adult language within this podcast. Please take that into consideration in case you have little ones around. Now, before we dive into today's episode, if you have not subscribed to the Corporate Misfit podcast, go ahead and do so. We are releasing our podcast episodes every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Central. You'll be able to get business tactics, learn sales and marketing skills, and be able to hear how other female entrepreneurs left their 9-to-5 to start their own business, and Q&A sessions where you can ask me questions and I will answer them on our upcoming podcast. So go ahead and subscribe. Now, this Q&A session that we are going to start implementing, and I'm so excited about that, it gives you an opportunity to ask your questions and I answer them on some of our upcoming podcasts. If you'd like to submit a question, all you have to do is go to where you could leave a comment on our podcast platforms, such as iTunes and whatnot, or you can go to www.brittanydarrington.com and scroll down on the homepage and leave a voice memo that will come directly to me, and I will answer those questions on some upcoming episodes. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right in to how you can make a game plan for your business this year.
You're listening to the Corporate Misfit podcast with Brittany Darrington, where female entrepreneurs can get powerful tips and advice on how to start, launch, and grow their business.
Quarter 4 is one of my favorite times of year. This is such an amazing time to really reflect on how we went about accomplishing our goals this past year and also looking to the future of what it is that we want to accomplish. So I love this time of year as an entrepreneur and as a business owner to really review and see what worked and what did not work. So when we are planning out our year, we spend 5 days as a team together and we really hone in heavily on what it is that we would like to accomplish for the upcoming year. Now, during these 5 days, we have a lot of brainstorming, we have a lot of feedback hours, we have just breaking down tasks and so much. I mean, a lot happens during these 5 days. But these 5 days helps to set the tone for what it is we're about to accomplish for the upcoming year. We know what we're focused on every single quarter, every single month, and even daily so that we can make things happen. The first part of our goal planning session is to go over our current year. We take half a day to review our current year to see what worked. Where could we improve? Did we achieve the annual goals that we set for our business? And if not, where did we fall short? Now, during this time, it really requires us to dig deep. Also go back and replay some of our past projects. Did that work? Was it smooth? Did we have a lot of hiccups along the way? Did we find that it took too long to move forward with transactions? Like, what worked? And then where could we have improved? Should we have focused more on our marketing? Could we have improved on our customer service? What about our sales process? Was that easy for our customers to go through? What about our products and our services? Were they effective? Did they create results? Did they make changes in people's lives? Like, what worked and where could we improve? Now, during this time, we also take time to review the goals that we originally set for the year. And we go through each of those goals. And as we're going through them, we identify, did we accomplish that? Or is that goal still pending? Did we fall short? Did we not implement? What happened? So this helps us to clearly understand where we're currently at. We can identify what worked, what did not work, and identify where we need to improve. Now, once we review the current year, we then spend the remaining of the day thinking of solutions to what we could have improved on and where did we fall short within our goals. Now, rather than making excuses for not achieving our goals or for not necessarily having a smooth process with some of our tasks and strategies, we hone in on what could have made this process better for our business and what could have made this process better for our clients. What could have made this process better for our team? And how can we improve upon it? What are some things that we can implement? Now, if you don't have a solution, I really want you to spend some time thinking of solutions because you will fall into this place again in the upcoming year if you don't start thinking of how am I going to solve some of these things that I am running into within my business. How do I solve maybe the lack of workflow? How do I solve struggling within marketing and sales? How do I solve some of these challenges that I may be facing in my business and how can I improve? Now, after we spend a day focused on reviewing current year and also thinking of solutions, we spend day 2 brainstorming. Now, this is where we are going to identify what projects in this current year do we want to implement and take into the upcoming year. What products or services would we like to launch this year? Or what partnerships would we like to initiate? What programs or new skills would we like to bring into our company for training purposes? How can we grow? How can we give our customers the best value? And what can we do to be a better company? Now, during this time, we get really creative. I know last year, one of the things that we wanted to implement was starting to have employee day where we go out of the office and actually do things to celebrate our hard work. It builds our team and also helps to build culture in our business and really appreciate each other for all the efforts and hard work that we're putting in to make our goals and make this business the best that it can be. So take that time to really do some brainstorming on how you can make your business better. I want you to look at it from a customer standpoint. I want you to think of it from a product and service standpoint. And I even want you to look at from an employee standpoint. Like if I were to bring people onto my team, how can I celebrate them? Or how can we celebrate our wins if you already have a team? So brain dump and really think about what projects you currently like and what do you want to implement into the new year? What products and services do you want to launch? How can you make your customer journey better? How can you make your team better? What can you do to make this the best year? Now, on day 3, this is where we really hone in on setting our annual goals. Now, after we have done a brain dump, we come together to really break down our brain dumping and then set actual goals. We usually set anywhere from 10 to 15 goals. Now, every business is different depending on what goals you have. Now, some of our goals are going to complement each other, but when we're writing them out, we want to make sure they're very clear, and we also want to make sure that we add the appropriate task in order to achieve that goal. So we break them all down. So I want you to take time to set your annual goals. What revenue and profit goals do you have for your business for this upcoming year? I want you to also list out what product and service goals do you have for your business. Share your annual marketing and sales goals and also gain that clarity on your operation goals. How do you want to run this business day to day? How do you want to be more efficient and effective with your time so that you and your team or you are able to get the most done and be productive as fuck? Like, what can you do in order for you to succeed? So take that time to really get clear on what goals do you have for this upcoming year. Now, if you're finding that as you're setting these goals that you just can't narrow them down and you just have a whole list of goals, I want you to go back and I want you to start prioritizing which goals are your top focus. Some of your goals might be goals you can implement later if you achieve a certain goal, but which goals are your top focus? What are you going to focus on? There's a time and a place and a season for everything, and you cannot implement all of your goals at once. You need to break them down. So prioritize which goals you would like to achieve first. Now, let's quickly recap what we went over within this first part of how I plan out my business goals for the year with my team. So the first thing that we went over is reviewing your current year, identifying what worked, where could you improve, did you achieve your annual goals that you set for your business, and if not, where did you fall short? The second thing that we went over is thinking of solutions. This is not the time to give excuses. This is the time to really hone in on solutions within your business. The third thing that we went over is brainstorming. Spend some time to really identify what you would like to achieve within your business. And lastly, we went over your annual goals. Once you've identified what it is that you would like to implement, you can now start setting your finalized goals and you can prioritize them so that you can be prepared to make things happen and break them down. Now, in part 2, we're going to focus on breaking your goals down. We're also going to go over setting task milestones and assigning tasks and knowing when to pivot and executing and implementation. So we'll focus on that heavily in part 2 of how I plan my business goals and how you can do the same. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes and share more of our goal planning sessions so that you can make things happen in your business. Okay, I will see you in the next episode.
If you've enjoyed today's episode of the Corporate Misfit podcast, we invite you to check out the Corporate Misfit Club. The Corporate Misfit Club is the essential resource for female entrepreneurs who are looking to start or grow a business they actually love. Whether you are a seasoned entrepreneur in your startup phase or simply thinking about taking the leap into entrepreneurship, we've got your back, girl. With our extensive course library, monthly training, exclusive members-only discount perks, and unlimited tools. We also have a supportive community of women where our members share stories, experiences, their wins, and business tips. The Corporate Misfit Club is the perfect place to be to start, launch, or grow a business. So check it out at corporatemisfitclub.com.